You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. I had a question on Twitter from Harley Doucette. Said, Matt, do you think Jayden has a legitimate shot to win the Heisman? Yes, I do. I'll go into how I think that it could happen, but I did ask Brian Kelly today. I candidly, I didn't word the question well. I asked him how he, in the past, has handled situations when he's had Heisman candidates on his team. Most notably was back in 2012 when Manti Te'o was the runner-up. Of course, we all remember the Manti Te'o, Lene Kekua saga as that all went on. But Te'o had a great year on a Notre Dame team that went undefeated and played for the national championship, got blown out by Alabama. But he was the Heisman runner-up in 2012 to Johnny Manziel. But what I had intended to ask Brian Kelly was more like, should you lobby for your players? Like, is it important to lobby and to have a campaign sort of around your player? But that's not specifically how I asked it. What I asked is how he's handled the Heisman situation when he's had guys on the roster in the past, and this is how he answered it.
The Heisman has become such a promotional piece and the flavor of the week that what I try to tell our guys that I've had involved in the Heisman is, look, you're not going to have control over this other than being consistent at what you do. So every day your focus isn't about what they think about the Heisman, because they're going to have opinions that range from one side to the other. Your focus is consistency and performance. If your performance is consistent week in and week out, then it's going to take care of itself. Other than that, they're going to say, well, you're not playing well enough on defense, which has nothing to do with the Heisman. If that was the case, they should have, not given the Heisman to Caleb last year. They lost to Tulane, but they gave him the Heisman.
Of course, he had the Heisman before they lost the bowl game, but he did win the Heisman the week after they lost the Pac-12 championship game to Utah. But that's why I think there is a realistic possibility for Jayden Daniels to win the Heisman. So just very quickly, sort of to sort of clear the deck, I know there's a lot of LSU fans that are concerned, upset, disappointed, whatever the adjective may be, that Jayden isn't being more prominently mentioned. I really don't mind much if media member A is putting out his top 5 Heisman, whatever, and Jayden's not on it. I don't care. What I care more about is what's working with the Heisman odds. And last week when we were here, and I was talking a little bit about this, I think the most important part that we talked about was, look, all the guys that are ahead of Jayden Daniels, they're going to lose. So those guys are going to regress. If LSU keeps winning and Jayden keeps playing at this level, he's going to continue to climb. They took their 2 lumps already. So look at the updated odds from DraftKings today. Michael Penix at -130. Of course, Washington beat Oregon, so Bo Nix, boom. Bo Nix, plummeted. I'm looking for Bo Nix's updated odds. Bo Nix is, I don't even see him. Where is he? Where is it? I don't even see Bo Nix's odds right now. Anyway, there it is, +2,000. Bo Nix is +2,000. My apologies. So he's Bo Nix and Caleb Williams both lost this week. So both of them have seen their odds drop below Jayden Daniels. Michael Penix at -130. Washington beat Oregon. He has the best odds right now. J.J. McCarthy, the quarterback of Michigan, and Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback of Oklahoma, are second at +1,000. Now, neither of those guys, I don't believe, are going to see numbers like Jayden Daniels, and I think Oklahoma is going to lose. Don't know about Michigan. Michigan's going to play Ohio State, so we'll see. And then Jordan Travis is the only other one ahead of Jayden Daniels. Now, Travis's numbers aren't going to rival Jayden's at this rate, but they did beat LSU head-to-head, and they're undefeated. I also think Florida State will lose. So when Florida State loses and Jordan Travis's numbers aren't there, he'll drop. So really, the question is, does Michael Penix throw up a stinker somewhere? If Washington loses a game or two somewhere along the way, which is possible because the Pac-12 is really good, and Penix has a rough go, they'll drop. But the key in all of this, the only way it's even possible for Jayden, and look, we're more than halfway through the season, and we're having this legitimate conversation. The only way it's even possible is if Jayden Daniels maintains this pace. Right? Jayden right now is third nationally in passing offense. He's behind Shadur Sanders, who's 1, and Michael Penix, who's 2. And Jayden is 7 yards behind Penix. 7 yards. So they're what and what. The difference is Penix is the quarterback of an undefeated team. Got it. If you're looking at the losses and saying, well, that's going to keep him from winning it, you might be right. Like, that may be the thing. But what I'll continue to illustrate are the players in recent history, players, plural, that have been on teams that didn't make the playoff and that had lost multiple games, but their quarterback won the Heisman, and you can look for similarities. The last time it happened was Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson won the Heisman in 2016. He threw for 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, but he ran for 1,571. So he threw for 35 and ran for 15. It was otherworldly because he was a quarterback that ran for 1,500 yards and threw for 3,500. Johnny Manziel in 2012 threw for 3,700, so threw for more yardage than Lamar did and ran for 1,410. So Johnny threw for about 200 more yards but ran for about 200 less than Lamar, but their stats are very similar. Lamar's team was 9-3, Johnny's team was 10-2. And then the one that's probably the best comp for Jayden Daniels is RG3. RG3 at Baylor in 2011 threw for 4,293 yards, which is right where Jayden is pacing. Now keep in mind that 4,293 for RG3, that includes the bowl stats. Right now, Jayden is pacing for 4,000 yards in the regular season. And RG3 ran for 699. So Jayden should pass RG3's rushing total at Alabama, quite honestly. Jayden's bumping up on 600 rushing yards right now. So with Army and then Bama, he should surpass that rushing total with 3 games still to play. So Jayden's going to push closer to 1,000. He's not going to get where Lamar was or where Johnny was at 1,400 or 1,500 yards, but Jayden's going to run for about 900 yards, maybe push near 1,000, provided he stays healthy and all that stuff. So if Jayden Daniels throws for 4,000 yards and runs for 900 yards and accounts for roughly 40-plus touchdowns, he will have a seat in New York City. That's just if Jayden Daniels as the LSU quarterback throws for 4,000 yards, leads the country in passing, and runs for another 800-900 yards, Jayden Daniels will be in Manhattan at the Heisman ceremony, regardless of the win-loss record. He will be at the ceremony with those statistics. For him to actually have a chance to win the award, he's got to win out. You got to go win at Alabama and be a 10-2 football team, and then you see what happens in the SEC championship game. It would certainly help. Now, look, if Michael Penix, if Washington goes undefeated and Penix throws for 4,500 yards, he's going to win it, period. But I don't think that's going to happen. I also don't think Florida State's going undefeated. I think Jordan Travis will regress. So you're going to have your opportunity if you're Jayden. Is it possible? Absolutely. I'm not telling you it's likely. I'm not telling you it's probable. I'm telling you it's possible. There is a roadmap to do it. If he just stays with his averages, he'll throw for 4,000 yards, he'll run for just under 1,000 yards, or he'll account for more than 40 touchdowns, and he'll be in New York. And if you're 10-2, going to play Georgia in the SEC championship game, and if you happen to win that game, then he'll win the Heisman Trophy. And right now, odds makers are telling you that. I mean, they've got Jayden at plus 1,400. It's the fifth best odds right now. He's a smidge behind Jordan Travis, who's a quarterback of an undefeated team right now. So, yeah, I mean, he's got a shot. He has a real shot. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.